Hello, I'm going to make a video here of how to install a timing chain on a General Motors 2.2 liter engine. It's a little 4-cylinder, and I have a 96 Sonoma pickup truck. It's the same thing as the S10, and also several engines have this. This engine is in several applications. The Pontiac Sunfire has the same engine. So just some of the basics to help you out here. On the camshaft sprocket, your mark to line up is right here. There's a hole in the camshaft sprocket, and I put paint on it, but here's the tooth. There's no mark on this tooth, so just go straight, put a straight line, and it lines up with the timing chain tensioner. It has a little tab right here, right there, and then there's a tab on the timing chain tensioner right here that lines up with your crankshaft sprocket, and there's a little indentation on the tooth here. So what I like to do is I like to mark this with paint so that I can see it real good when I'm putting it back together, and I get the marks exactly where they're supposed to be. Now once everything is installed, you want to remove this pin, which this is the spring for the timing chain tensioner. Do not leave this in there. Take this pin out, just pull it straight out. Also, you've got a plug in the engine. This plug has a tiny hole in it right there, and that hole is 39 thousandths of an inch. Do not make it bigger. The back side of this plug, if you don't keep your motor oil clean, will fill up with carbon and sludge and plug that hole up. So run a wire through that hole if you're not going to put the new plug in. Make sure it's not restricted. If that hole is restricted, you will not get proper lubrication on your timing chain and the Teflon guides for the tensioner. Once you lose your lubrication, your timing chain will break and come apart on you. Alright, we're going to run real quick over some of the torques. Your bolt for the camshaft sprocket, the torque is 96 foot-pounds. The crankshaft sprocket, the bolt, is 77 foot-pounds. The 3 bolts for the pulley are 43 foot-pounds. Your cover bolts, the timing chain cover, are 100 inch-pounds. The bolts for the tensioner here and here are 18 foot-pounds. So running over this again, this one here is 96 foot-pounds. The crank shaft right here is 77 foot-pounds, and the 3 bolts in the pulley are 43 foot-pounds. And then you've got these little ones here and here are 18 foot-pounds. And then the cover, the camshaft cover, the little bolts in the cover, are 100 inch-pounds. So when you put the cover on, put it on, take the oil seal out of the cover and put the cover on, and then put the oil seal in. Also, lube up that gasket real good with silicone rubber at the bottom, all around the bottom of the cover. Do not be afraid to put too much on there, because if you don't put enough on there, it will leak on you. So we're going to pause the video now and go to the next part. Okay, I just want to show you what it looks like down here. As you can see, I've got my marks lined up. Now I had to turn the crankshaft to do that, and to turn the crankshaft I took my crankshaft hub and I just put it on the crankshaft with the pry bar. I put the bolts in it, and then I was able to turn it. Now, one thing I want to tell you about this cover, it was really hard to get it off the engine. It was loose, but it just would not give. And the reason is, on the bottom here, we've got a stud that goes through the oil pan, and it gets caught on the oil pan hole. Now this stud's supposed to unscrew, but I put a socket on there and tried to unscrew it, and I just broke the end of the stud off where the sprocket goes. So I'm not going to bother unscrewing this stud. It's just stuck in the aluminum real good. And this side has another one right there. So I'm good the way it is, but I have to take this seal out to replace it. And I'll clean this cover up and put it back on the engine and install the cover first, and then I'll put the oil seal in, because that oil seal not being in there will give me a little bit more room to finagle the cover, because now I have to deal with these bolts and put the cover on at an angle. So you want to clean up the bottom of your cover real good. Goop it up good with silicone, and over here you want to goop it with silicone. This is a gasket that comes out of there right there. Let's put a layer of silicone on it and put the new gasket in. Clean everything up real good, and we'll go to the next part of the video. I just want to state real quick that I did not take the radiator out to do this job. I left all the radiator and the hoses and the water pump and everything. I left that all in place, because once you get the fan out of there, you have enough room to work. You got plenty of room to work. Also, I want to mention, before I put the new timing chain on, I'm going to soak it in a bucket of oil. Make sure it's lubricated real good to prevent a dry start. Okay, I'm going to put the impact gun on here, on this camshaft sprocket. Takes care of that. Okay, this is the tool I used to get this hub off. I had to use some long bolts. I'd take these bolts out and substitute them with some long bolts, 3/8 by I think 3.5, something like that. And this is a harmonic balancer puller, and that's what I use to get the hub off right here. So now I pried off the camshaft sprocket and the chain, and that's what it looks like. And here's my tensioner, and it does have some wear on it. I don't know the condition the spring is in, but I'm sure it's weaker. The Teflon looks good though. So we caught this one in time before it broke, and I'm happy about that. This engine has 327,000 miles on it, and I don't know when the last time a chain was replaced. Probably never. So that's just a testament to how tough these little engines are. So anyway, I don't believe in long videos, so I'm going to end this video right now. And I wish you good luck. I think I covered most of the important points. And you're not going to have any problem with this job. Good luck to you. Thanks.